There are 8 candidates running for mayor of Spokane right now. The primary, of course, is not until August, but today was the deadline for the first fundraising reports.
That means we are now getting our first glimpse at who is funding these campaigns. Our political reporter Casey Decker went over the numbers tonight. And Casey, what'd you find out?
Well, Mark, right now there are really 2 candidates leading the pack money-wise. Nadine Woodward, she's out in front. Ben Stuckert, he's close behind. Sean Poole, he's raised quite a bit as well, but everyone else, not quite so many donations yet. Here's a look now at where all this money is coming from.
Former TV anchor Nadine Woodward has the most money. She's raised more than $66,000. More than half of that comes from individual donations of $1,000 or more. She also has a handful of business contributions and several $1,000s worth of smaller donations. Here are some of the notable names we saw on her donor list. Former TV anchor Charles Rowe, tire shop owner and activist Dwayne Alton, former U.S. Attorney James McDivitt, former bank executive Heidi Stanley, and gun shop owner Robin Ball. With just over $65,000 raised, Council President Ben Stuckert is right on Woodward's tail. Roughly $10,000 of that comes from unions. Stuckert has the endorsement of nearly a dozen different locals. He's also getting money from Democratic organizations and PACs, as well as a donation from Lisa Brown's congressional campaign. Here are some other notable Stuckert donors. Author Jess Walter, former Center for Justice Director Rick Eichstadt, controversial ad exec Dennis Magner, and former Public Facilities Chief Kevin Tuwig. And whereas Woodward doesn't yet have many donations from notable conservative politicians, Stuckert has a lot of support from progressive politicos. They include State Senate Leader Andy Billig, State Rep Marcus Riccelli, State House Speaker Frank Chopp, former Spokane Mayor Jack Garrity, and current council members Breanne Beggs and Lori Kinnear. Like Woodward, Stuckert has a number of business donors, and the bulk of his money also comes from small individual donors. Firefighter Sean Poole is the only other candidate with more than $10,000 raised. With the exception of $1,000 from Poole's public house, nearly all of that money comes from mid-sized individual donations. Business owner and former pastor Jonathan Bingle has raised just under $3,000. A lot of that has come from family. West Central neighborhood leader Kelly Cruz has donated $2,000 of his own money to his campaign. He has reported no other donations. Eastern Washington graduate Chris Schroll has raised $160, all small individual donations. One donor, Robbie Anthony, ran for county commissioner last year. 2 other candidates are running but have not yet reported any donations.
So that's the current state of fundraising in the race for Spokane's mayor. We've still got several months, of course, until the primary, so as new data becomes available, we'll be sure to keep you posted. Mark?